Welcome to the channel, everyone. I want to thank you for hitting that play button today. If you're stopping in for the very first time, my name is Chuck, and on this channel we deal with pretty much everything Corvettes, how-to videos, out with the vet club, tech days, auto crosses, just a lot of different things. So if Corvette's something that maybe you're interested in buying in the future, maybe it's just a car that you're fascinated with, or maybe you own a Corvette and just want to get plugged into a community that can help answer some questions for you, definitely consider hitting that subscribe button, and make sure you hit the thumbs up button if you enjoy today's vlog. And we're kicking off this episode right here in Stewart's garage, and you're going to see some different pictures that will come up here behind me, and I will actually take myself and shrink myself down over here into the right hand corner of the screen, your right hand corner, so that you guys can see these amazing garages and Corvettes as we're talking. Stuart, want to thank you for sending in your picture. A beautiful garage. You're going to see lots of different Corvettes that he has. He's got a lift. It's just, everything looks really, really cool in here. I love seeing the different pictures you guys send in of your garages. If you would like to send in a picture of your Corvette or your garage, you can send that to Corvettes918 Garage Talk at gmail.com. It is in the description below. You can send that there. But today we're going to be jumping right into our conversation. That's going to be about PPF or paint protection film or ceramic coatings. And there's a third thing that I really want to throw in there, and that is the old-fashioned wax. Just getting out there with your car and grabbing, whether it's a rotary or you're going to do it by hand, putting on, some carbon nuba wax and, maybe doing a polish to it, whatever you want to do. But I know whenever you purchase these cars, or you purchase any sports car, as an enthusiast, as someone who gets it, you're super excited that you have it. And the first thing you want to do to it is you want to protect your investment. You want to protect your car. And all of those things, we can do it different ways. Some people like paint protection film, some people don't. Some people like ceramic coatings, some people don't. Some people like to put both on their car. A lot of that's really going to come down to budget. It's really going to come down to what you prefer and what you like, and we're going to dive into each one of these a little bit and kind of why I like some things over another. And again, these are just strictly my opinions. You have your own opinion on how you like your car, but maybe you've never owned a Corvette, or maybe you've just went down and you purchased a brand new, I don't know, Dodge Hellcat, or maybe it's maybe you've just got a new GT 350. And you're wanting to put some type of protection on the car, and you're watching videos and you're wanting to know, golly, do I want to spend $3,000? Do I want to spend $1,000? What do I need to do? So first of all, my thing is your car brand new or not? If you've just ordered a brand new car, then you know what? When you get it home, you shouldn't have a ton of scratches on it. And that is going to be huge if you're wanting to do PPF or you're wanting to do a ceramic coating, because it's not going to require just a bunch of two-step process, or a lot of time being dealt with and correcting the paint. Now, if you're going to be taking it to someone, there's lots of different prices, and I can't go over every scenario, but I did contact a local company here where I live and ask them, okay, if I wanted to do this, what would it cost? If I wanted to do that, what would it cost? Now, for me personally, if you've been following my channel at all, I'm a ceramic coating guy. And on both my ZR1 and my wife's last Grand Sport, I did the Geon Mose Q2 system on it, where you can, I corrected the paint. Not really had to do any type of heavy correction, but went through and polished it, and then, did a full strip of the car, pulled any polymers, anything off of it, and then from there, started applying that. If you want to check those videos out, I'll have them linked below, just because there's, I don't want to go over the whole process of putting the ceramic coating on a car in this video. But what I do want to go over is kind of what you can expect cost-wise. And, so let's just say a very popular one is people put paint protection film on their car. Whether it's Suntech, whether it's XPEL, whether it's 3M. There's a lot of different ones that are starting to come out there. You hear a lot of this self-healing where, if you're driving the car and a rock hits the front of it and it, creates a little bit of maybe a tear in the film or something like that, you can pour hot water over it and it kind of like goes away. Well, yes and no. You know, some people will swear by that. I've been around a lot of Corvettes, and a lot of Corvettes that have about everything you can possibly imagine on it. If you want to really get down there, you really want to start putting your hand across it, all that type of stuff. You know, a lot of it's going to be depending on where you live. If you live in an area that's got a lot of rocks on the road, you know, maybe like in Arizona, you know, there's just place where there's just sand everywhere. You know, a PPF can be, depending on the type of person you are, may drive you a little bit nuts from the standpoint of you're going to feel that. Yeah, there's some healing that takes place, but you know, when you hit a rock or you hit something going 85, 95, 100 miles an hour, I don't care what you got on the front of that car, it's going to, it can leave some damage. It's going to leave at least a mark somewhere through there. But, you know, again, the big thing that's pushed to guys is, hey, you want to get a protection film on this. You want to protect your car. You want to take care of the paint. You know, and it may be just me, and this is probably just my opinion. I love Corvettes. I've owned 3 of them, about to own 4. And you may be a guy, when you buy it, you know, we all think we're going to have this car forever. I said it. I thought the same thing when I got my ZR1. I thought the same thing when I got my Z06, and I thought, man, I'm going to have these for a while. You know, I'm gonna stack these Corvettes, and you know, sometimes life happens, and things change in life, and maybe you're starting a new business, maybe something happens within your family, and you've got to sell these cars. I want you to understand, whatever you put into them, you're not getting that back. Someone else is going to enjoy that PPF. Someone else is going to enjoy that ceramic coating. You're doing this because of the time that you're going to have the car. It's what you want to put on it. Now, cost-wise, if you're putting PPF on a car, if you're doing the entire front, and I would recommend you doing, you know, not only your splitter up front, but the whole entire hood and front end of the car. Don't do half your hood. Don't do it. You can see it. People are going to say, well, you know, you don't see it that much. No, you'll see it because dirt gets into it. You can see the line in the sun. Just don't do it. It looks horrendous. Do the entire hood if you're going to do the car. If you're one of those people and you've only done half of it, then that's okay with you. If it's me, I'm pulling that off and I'm putting the whole hood on. You also want to do your side mirrors. Those are high impact areas. I would also highly recommend doing the rear quarters. You get a lot of rocks and things that get thrown off of the front tires that will come up, hit the side of the door. I would probably do the side of the door in the back. To do that in a PPF and XPEL, at least here locally, it was going to run about $2,700 to do that. To do an entire Corvette, you're looking close to probably $5,000. And that usually will include, you know, paint protection or paint correction if you need some. Again, it depends on how old this car is. If you're buying a Corvette that's 3 years old and someone didn't take care of it, it may need some serious paint work before you can even, you know, put something like this on top of it. So the price may vary depending on what your paint is like and how you want them to address that. Because what you're doing is you're literally putting a film over your paint. So whatever's on your paint is still going to be there. So that's what you're kind of looking at as far as the PPF thing. You know, for me, it's just because my eyes are always trained when I see a Corvette or a sports car, I begin to look at what's on it. And I can see PPF. It's got lines on it. Even some of the guys who will tuck it around, you know, there's going to be some areas they can't tuck it. And it's just something that I see. And to me, the car just, it doesn't look as wet. It doesn't for what I like. Now, again, this isn't what you like, so don't take it personally. If you're a big PPF guy and you're like, Chuck, that PPF is the only way to go. Hey, that's okay. That's okay if that's what you like to do. But for me, I just don't like the look of it. I like to look at, when I look at something, it looks like glass. And now, one thing you can do on a paint protection film is you can put a ceramic coating on top of it. Now, you can't do vice versa. You can't have a ceramic coating and then decide you want to put PPF over the top of that. This isn't going to stick very well. That's what a ceramic coating is for, is it doesn't like things touching it. I've talked to the gentleman that here at my local place. He said no. He goes, there's a step. If you want to do a ceramic coating, that needs to be done after you have PPF put on if you want to go that route. Now, I've seen a couple of guys or cars that have had that. I don't know. I didn't see a big difference. Yeah, you're putting a ceramic coating on the top of plastic. I mean, it's, for me, it just didn't look the way I would want my car. So yes, you can do that. If you want to add some shininess to it, it will help if you want to do a ceramic coating on the top. But again, you're spending this money that you're never getting back. Because when it comes time, if you want, again, you don't know what's going to happen. Life changes all the time. And you go to sell that car and you put $8,000 into it through a ceramic coating and a PPF, or $7,000, then that's done. I mean, you're just giving that to the next guy. And again, these are things you're going to have to maintain as well if you're going to keep the car long term. Because you're going to get some scratches, you're going to get some things within that you would need to take it off and have them reapply some new PPF. Same thing with ceramic coating. Now, getting into the ceramic coating side of it, how much is it going to cost? Now, what I like about ceramic coating is this is something that you can do. PPF, pay a professional. Don't try to do it yourself. It's just I've watched the process. You've probably seen the process. Just looks way too hard. Now, when it comes to ceramic coating, you can do all of this yourself. And, depending on what tools you have, whether you have a DA rotary already, you've got some type of, good, whether it's Jet Scar, whether it's, Perfect Finish, Sonax, you've got some type of really good compound that you can put on that not only cuts a little bit, but also finishes down. You can really make your car look really nice and shiny. Strip it with a Geon Prep, something like that, to pull everything off of it, and then put your own ceramic coating on. It's very easy. It's a weekend thing. And if you have done that, let us know down in the comments if you've put on your own ceramic coating. I know a lot of people did it when I did my last two Corvettes. A lot of people bought it, did it themselves. Now, on the new Z06 that is going to be ordered, or is ordered, it's going to be built the week of the 21st, so here coming up relatively soon. I am going to be putting a new product that I got from ESOTERIC. Todd is a pretty good friend of mine. If you guys may know who he is, he's got a YouTube channel, but he's a big time into detailing. And he's got a new product called, it's not a new product, but they've revamped the product, and it's called Kamikaze ISM. And that product is a one-step product. When I used the Geon, I had to put on, I had to correct the car, get some scratches out of it, then I had to put on 2 coats of their Geon Mows, and then I had to put on a skin, what was called skin. So 3 times. Now when you're going over this entire car with a little brick, and you're going over it, watching it, taking it off, and you're doing that 3 times, it's a lot of work. I mean, your back is going to feel it after you get through. I don't know how some of you who this is what you do for a living, there's no way in the world I could do it for a living. And so it's a 3-step process. Now, this new product, and you got about, out of that ceramic coating, you got about 2 years out of it. With, you got a primer that you can put on every so often to help keep that gloss up, the hydrophobic piece of it. And this new one that I'm going to be going with, the Kamikaze ISM, it's one step. You get the paint where you want it, and you apply it. And you get that deep shine, you're going to get that to where it just, the hydrophobic piece of it. And this is going to last about 3 years. So coatings are coming a long way. They're catching up to being just as popular with guys putting on their cars as a protection film is. Now, again, what I liked about it is I didn't see a ton of, and I had that on the Black Mamba. I had it on both of my last 2 cars. All 3 of my Corvettes have had ceramic coatings on it, and it looks totally different. I mean, when you walk up to the black, it's a deeper, richer black. You walk up to a red, torch red, it's just a deeper red. Walk up to, even when I put it on the ceramic matrix gray, it was just it just glossed, and it just takes it to another level. And, again, we all like our cars to look sharp. We like them to look cool. We take them to, whether it's a car show or a meet, we want everything to look nice on it. What I found with that is it was so simple to take care of. All you gotta do is go through with some bead maker, put a little bit of bead maker on it, wipe it off, thing's spotless. You can even use Adam soap. Put a couple of drops of Adam soap into a bottle, spray that onto the car, and it just wipe off. And so you're not having to spend, every time you want it to look nice, you don't have to have it fully detailed. It's just a real quick, you're done with it, and the paint looks great. Again, if you're one of those guys that loves to get your car You don't want to do any of that stuff. You don't want to do a paint protection film. You don't care to do any type of ceramic coating. You like getting out there maybe every 6 months, taking the weekend, throwing Corvettes 918 up on the TV, throw some tunes on, and get out there and just go at it, then by all means, that's what you need to do. There's no right or wrong way to take care of your car, because at the end of the day, it's your car. But I can tell you this, after having 3 Corvettes and selling them, whatever you're going to do to them, whether you're putting a new exhaust on it, whether you're putting a ceramic coating on it, whether you're putting PPF on it, whether or not you're going through and changing all the markers and you're putting on this, that, and the other, unless you plan on taking all of that off and putting all the stock back stuff on it, that's going to mean absolutely nothing to a dealership. It's not going to mean, it will mean a little bit more to a private buyer. Those are really shaky opportunities and some things you got to be careful with there. But again, I always tell people, do what you want to do with your car. Whatever makes you happy, do that. Because ultimately, you're the one driving it, and hopefully you're out there having a great time in the car. Now, something else I'm going to be doing going forward is submitting some of the questions that you guys have that I don't know the answers to here in the community. So if you've got a question, maybe something's been ailing, your Corvette, you've looked for forums, you've looked through, you've called your dealership, and it just seems like you can't really find the answer to what your issue is, make sure you send me an email, and we'll start doing a couple of those. Each one of the videos, we'll just pose the question out to the entire Corvettes 918 family and see if there's anybody who maybe has, went through the same situation as you and can help you with that. So I think that'd be a nice little segment that we'll add to Garage Talk as well. But guys, until I see you at the next video, I hope each and every one of you have a blessed rest of your week.